Honorable members, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable members, prayers. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this youth impact parliament. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the executive director of Youth Impact Movement. Endow members of parliament with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of this parliament, the interests and wishes of members in the world and truly served, and thy good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us the vision of this parliament, fair as it might be, a fraternity of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a fraternity of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a fraternity of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a fraternity of peace, where the parliament shall rest on the will of its members and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Youth Impact Parliament, Ghana.
Amen.
Honorable members, you may resume your seat. Honorable members, we move to item 2 on today's order paper, the welcome address. Distinguished guests of honor, our invited guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I extend a warm welcome to each of you to Youth Impact Parliament. As we gather here today, I am reminded of the immense privilege and responsibility we share in being part of this transformative movement and changing agent of our generation. Since its inception, Youth Impact Parliament has consistently pushed the boundaries of youth engagement in democratic processes and governance to a dizzy height. It has served as a platform to nurture leadership, enhance public speaking skills, broaden parliamentary knowledge, instill social values, and ultimately shape the future leaders of tomorrow. Honorable members, as the Executive Director of Youth Impact Movement and also serving as the Speaker of Youth Impact Parliament Ghana, I affirm with modesty that this parliament stands out as a beacon of youth dynamism. For the record, we are the most vibrant youth parliament in the Republic of Ghana. In addition, we have also set the record as the first bicameral youth legislature in the entire Africa. Honorable members, we are also making provisions to establish YRP campus clubs for selected senior high schools. The growth and impact of Youth Impact Movement and its branches are becoming evident as we mark our 3rd anniversary. While we celebrate this milestone today, it is evident that our movement is gaining traction and some recognition. We are already garnering interest from key stakeholders, including the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, various media outlets, stakeholders, and the general public. Our journey may have started small, but our determination and vision are bound less. We intend to proceed with undiminished intensity until a new crop of selfless and competent leaders are produced for national development. Honourable members, our guests of honor, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to join us commemorate the 3rd anniversary special sitting taking place today of Youth Impact Movement in these branches. Together, let us continue to shape and inspire, empower, and shape our brighter future for generations to come. Thank you, and once again, we are welcome to this auspicious occasion. Honourable members, we move to item 3 on the order paper, Profile of Youth Impact Movement, and that will be read by Honourable Robert Fiano, Youth MP for Karachi East, and the chairperson on the Committee on Judicial Affairs. Honourable Robert.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker and the Agbaxode. So, profile of Youth Impact Movement. Youth Impact Movement is a dynamic youth initiative founded in Hope, Ghana on April 22nd, 2021 by Jones Amegashie-Viglo, Aman Ona, and Raymond Akbo, a group of young intellectual political activists who are deeply passionate about parliamentary democracy and African unity. Our genesis stems from a deep-seated concern over prevalent governance challenges and the lack of unity across African nations. At the core of our mission is the desire to instill values such as patriotism, honesty, transparency, hard work, selflessness, and dedication among the youth. We aim to nurture a new generation of leaders who prioritize national interests over personal gain. Through collaborative participatory democracy, Youth Impact Movement seeks to address the hindrances to good governance and African unity by empowering young leaders with parliamentary expertise. In today's African context, many young people who are disheartened by the governance exhibited by most African leaders. Issues such as corruption, resource mismanagement, human rights abuse, ethnic conflicts, inadequate healthcare and education system, crumbling infrastructure, energy crisis, and the lack of shared vision for their nations are prevalent. While some individual leaders have shown commitment to good governance and African unity, there is still much work to be done to overcome historical challenges. The movement operates through 2 key branches. Youth Impact Parliament serves as a training ground for character building and leadership development among Ghanaians and African youth, while Youth Impact Foundation act as a fundraising and humanitarian platform to support our vision and mission. Youth Impact Movement aims to play a pivotal role in nurturing a new brand of leadership in Africa through character training, integrity fostering, public policy analysis, education and healthcare improvement, democratic participation encouragement, constitutional studies, public speaking enhancement, equal opportunity promotion, gender studies, social values cultivation, and patriotism nurturing. Youth Impact Movement envision evolving into a distinguished virtual youth Pan-African Parliament through its flagship project, Youth Impact Parliament. Our primary focus is on imparting character training, democratic values, and good governance culture among African youth, with a particular emphasis on Ghana. Our mission is to cultivate a new generation of African youth leaders characterized by unquestionable integrity and impeccable character. We aim to contribute to national development, promote good governance, and foster African unity. Through our initiatives, we empower young leaders to champion positive change and uphold ethical leadership principles for African betterment. Our objectives are to foster character development, promote democratic youth leadership, enhance public speaking skills, create linkage with parliamentarians, and promote humanitarian activities through collaboration with charitable organizations and philanthropies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, we have to move to the next item. And after the next item, then I'll introduce all our guests here. So let's move to the next item. The next item is the profile, the information on Youth Impact Foundation by Honorable Harris Sinanapudi, the Chief Officer of Youth Impact Foundation. Let's have that.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to deliver. Good afternoon. It's an honor to deliver information on Youth Impact Foundation on the 3rd anniversary. Mr. Speaker, guests of honor, invited guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, Youth Impact Foundation was established as the humanitarian branch of the Youth Impact Movement on 22nd April 2022. It serves to support the vision and mission of the movement and its branches by seeking funds and support so as engaging in humanitarian activities. The Executive Committee of the Youth Impact Foundation comprises 5 key positions: Chief Officer, Administrative Officer, Financial Officer, Communications Officer, and Operation Officer. The Chief Officer leads the committee and oversees the Foundation's activities, while the Administrative Officer manages clerical duties and office operations. The Financial Officer handles all financial matters. The Communications Officer is responsible for publicity and media relations, and the Operations Officer manages organizational tasks. Since the tenure of the first Chief Officer, the Foundation has collaborated with various organizations and philanthropists, including Osborne Cares Foundation, Vera and Friends, Set and Friends, Cyril and Friends, among others. It also engaged in a campaign to support the victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage. The current Executive Committee will encourage supporters to donate, driving our vision forward. Currently, Youth Impact Foundation has a chapter in Ghana, and it aspires to establish chapters in all other countries to broaden its impact. The Foundation has plans to donate books and pens to selected junior high schools in the Volta region to support their studies. We call on all support us to do this. Mr. Speaker, Youth Impact Foundation believes the donations to clarity and supporting the less privileged extend beyond humanitarian aid. Training future leaders, building capacity, refining the attitudes of youth, expanding their social and political networks, and position them for employment and appointment consideration are all equally humanitarian activities. The Foundation mission is to raise funds to support these initiatives without burdening the beneficiaries. Additionally, Youth Impact Foundation will partner and collaborate with other charity organizations for humanitarian activities whenever opportunities arise, supporting the promotion of philanthropism.
Thank you very much, our Chief Officer of Youth Impact Foundation. Honourable members, let me thank the mayor for that kind gesture. Honourable members, now may I humbly introduce to the entire gathering our invited guests and guests of honor in our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, starting from my far left over there is Chami Ahinimensa. He's with our warlord here. And next to him is Mr. Osborne Martin Katubu, Chief Director for Osbury Cares Foundation. Yes. And at the far left, I don't know whether my extreme left is the Deputy Youth Organizer for the National Democratic Congress in the Volta region, Comrade Johnson Saulo. And then next to him is his boss. He's the youth commander for the National Democratic Congress in the Volta region. He is in the person of Comrade Matthias Alado. Kabila, aka Kabila. Yes. Honourable members, I want to introduce the first warlord in our midst since the time we started this entire institution. He is in the person of Tache Ni Tete Jinjin II. Yes, he's a warlord, so when he takes the mic, he'll give a full introduction. He's also a Director of Administration for a land secretariat, so we'll equally hear from him as well. Honourable members, allow us to just take some prepared statements and then we'll hear from our first invited guest, which is the youth organizer from the NDC. So please, we'll continue with item 5, 6, and 7, and then we'll move straight to the pleasantries. Thank you very much. Honourable members, we'll move to the next item on the order paper, which is statement on youth impact parliament, and that will be done by Honourable Adam Osman, youth MP for Shaman, and the chairman for the Committee on Foreign Affairs.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, guest of honors, invited guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen. Youth Impact Parliament empowers young leaders through democratic participation, leadership development, and public speaking skills. With our growing influence, we anticipate invitations to represent on national bodies and media platforms, shaping a promising future for impactful young youth engagement. Mr. Speaker, the second parliament had a successful one regardless of challenges. Some of the achievements of the second parliament are the introduction of constituency representation, commencement of a comprehensive committee system, upholding of standing orders to boot out dormant MPs, intensive capacity building experiences from guests, and many more. Mr. Speaker, the third parliament, as you all know, was composed from youth MPs representing constituencies in the Volta region, Oti region, Eastern region, Greater Accra region, Central region, Northern region, Northeast region, and Upper West region, totaling to 155 constituencies. Mr. Speaker, from the 1st of May 2024, Youth Impact Parliament Ghana will open nomination for its fourth parliament. It will open nominations for 220 constituencies from 11 regions of Ghana. The inauguration will hopefully be held on Saturday, 10th of August 2024, where the third parliament will be dissolved and fourth parliament will be inaugurated under a new leadership. More updates will be shared as time goes on. Inauguration of the pilot Senate of YIM Ghana. On Sunday, 10th March 2024, Youth Impact Parliament Ghana constitute its Senate to serve as its upper chamber. Youth Impact Parliament Ghana currently has an existing parliament which will now function as the lower chamber. The move towards a bicameral legislature is a noteworthy in Ghana, where the traditional legislature system is unicameral, consisting of only a single chamber. During the first Senate sitting, they elected the Senate presiding officers, that is the President of the Senate and the Deputy President of the Senate. The Senate also has a Clerk, Deputy Clerk, Assistant Clerk, Marshal and Deputy Marshal as part of his senatorial service. The Caucus leadership composed of the senators to serve as majority and minority leaders, deputy leaders, whips, and deputy whips. The highlight of the Senate sitting was stimulating with an address from Honorable Mawulong Kluche, the independent candidate for Ho Central, and a debate on the motion to introduce a bicameral legislature in Ghana, displaying their diverse perspective and insights. The Senate deliberated on the advantages and disadvantages of such a system, emphasizing the importance of checks and balance while addressing concerns about potential gridlocks. The Senate, in its pilot session, will hold its next sitting after the dissolution of this House and subsequent formation of the fourth Parliament of Youth Impact Ghana of Youth Impact Movement. Uganda, India, and Namibia chapters of Youth Impact Parliament. Mr. Speaker, as you already know, in November 11, 2022, we launched the YIP Uganda chapter. It is in its pilot parliament. It was by Speaker Lodinos Asiwe of Kangoshi constituency, of whom was succeeded by Speaker Dennis Anyemukama of Mbaba City constituency in Uganda. Dennis is a rising student leader in Uganda. In November 13, 2023, we launched the Youth Impact Parliament Indian chapter of Youth Impact Parliament, led by Speaker Bandao Shaka, residing in the Andhra Pradesh state in India, with Deputy Speaker Kulaswamy Yulikalu, who also resides in Andhra Pradesh state. Bandao Shaka is a town council leader and the president of a reputable student union in India. His leadership will bring great realization onto the chapter for a greater good. On 22nd March 2024, we launched our Youth Impact Parliament Namibia chapter, led by Speaker Lucas Ngashikola, residing in Windhoek, Namibia. A zealous young man ready to promote our cause in his country. Youth Impact Parliament is expanding one by one and will soon be known in the international space as the most attractive youth impact parliament in the world. Visitations. Youth Impact Parliament visited the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana on Wednesday, 29th November 2023. We had an orientation session in the morning and observed the proceedings of Parliament in the afternoon. It was hugely enlightening. Achievements. Youth Impact Parliament won the debate competition by Parliament of the Republic of Ghana organized on Saturday, 16 December 2023, to commemorate the 30 years of uninterrupted parliamentary democracy in the Volta region. The debate was led by Ms. Kendall Elizabeth Mate as principal speaker, with Mr. Robert Fiawonu as supportive debater. In recognition of our victory, Youth Impact Parliament was awarded a winner's cap and a cash prize. Finances. The House survives on inaugural levy payment by all new members and donation from guests and supporters. Cash prizes and donations by guests are also a source of funding. The initiative seeks to apply for grants from all possible sources to promote its cause. Commitment of members. Mr. Speaker, let it be reiterated that participation in this parliament is a matter of conscious choice, not compulsion. Each youth MP who completes the nomination process must willingly embrace the responsibility of consistent attendance, dutiful performance as a youth MP, fulfilling financial obligations, and wholeheartedly absorbing the transformative experience we provide. We do not offer material allowances, but rather a wealth of knowledge and insight that transcends monetary value. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, guests of honor, invited guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, this parliament has a lot in store for its members. They just need to present themselves in order to fully harness the bountiful opportunities in this house. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, honorable member. Honorable members, those who just came in, I would allow one member to distribute the brochure to you. So she's at the back, so just move around you and then distribute the brochures to you. Now, may I move forward and then we'll go to item 6 on the other paper. Item 6 on the other paper, that is testimony on the Youth Impact Parliament. And that will be delivered by Honorable Mark Domevenu, who is the Youth MP for South Tone and the chairperson of our petitions committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and our guests. Testimony on impact. Honorable members and our guests, I stand before you today to share my profound testimony of the remarkable impact that Youth Impact Movement has had on my life and the lives of countless others. As we gather here for the 3rd anniversary special sitting, Youth Impact Parliament and its branches, I'm filled with gratitude for the transformative journey we have experienced. When I first encountered Youth Impact Parliament, I was drawn to its mission of nurturing youth in leadership roles, public speaking, parliamentary business, and social norms and values. Today, I'm proud to affirm that since 2021, Youth Impact Parliament has exceeded expectations in fulfilling these commitments. In terms of leadership roles, Youth Impact Parliament has not only inspired us, but actively involved us in serving as youth members of Parliament, representing diverse constituencies. Furthermore, many of us have been entrusted with key leadership positions within Youth Impact Parliament, such as clerks, majority leaders, whips, committee chairpersons, vice chairpersons, ranking members, and deputy ranking members. This exposure to real leadership responsibilities within a structured environment has been useful. Regarding public speaking, the monthly sitting of Youth Impact Parliament has been instrumental in honing our communication skills. I echo the sentiment of my colleague, Honorable Bright Vixen, who attributes his improved confidence and public speaking abilities to Youth Impact Parliament. The consistent opportunity to speak on the floor of Youth Impact Parliament during proceedings have been instrumental in our growth as effective communicators. Youth Impact Parliament focus on parliamentary business has been equally enlightening through orientation sections and guest lectures from distinguished individuals such as Honorable Peter Nochukotwe, Honorable Kofi Atto, Honorable Emmanuel Bechra, Dr. Harrison Belly, Mr. Eric Koranche, and many more. We have gained valuable insights into the working of Parliament, the guidance and corrections provided by our speakers of Parliament during sittings have further enhanced our understanding and practice of parliamentary proceedings. In the realm of social norms and values, Youth Impact Parliament has been a beacon of guidance. Our interaction with Patron, therefore Honorable Divine Boston, Honorable James Flood, and Mr. Simon Avoga, other guests and colleagues who facilitated discussions on ethical conduct, respect, and leadership values have been enlightening. Debates within Youth Impact Parliament have not only shaped our critical thinking, but also instilled us in a deeper appreciation for embracing the best norms and values to excel as leaders. Beyond these core values, Youth Impact Parliaments have opened doors that many of our imagined possibilities. Beyond these core areas, Youth Impact Parliaments have opened doors that many of our never imagined possible. The opportunity to visit the Parliament of Ghana stands as an testament to Youth Impact Parliament commitment to holistic development. Furthermore, Youth Impact Parliament has facilitated invaluable networking opportunity, allowing us to connect with peers nationwide and engage with key stakeholders from the legislature, executive, and various fields of expertise. We are profoundly grateful to Youth Impact Parliament for a transformative impact and urge for continuous support to further enhance our learning and development. We commend the vision bearers for creating such a vital platform for our growth and also great contributors. Thank you.
Honourable members, I want to thank my colleagues for the presentations they have done, and it is good that they are all coming in to make presentations. I'll proceed with item 7, that is the project status of the initiative. And this one, I'll be the one to present it. And to accord respect to our guests and our members here, I'll present it upstanding. Project status of the entire initiative. Our guests, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a short report on the past, current, and future projects by the entire initiative. When it comes to the past projects, since day one, we have been able to acquire few enablements to aid us carry out our activities. The first thing we acquired was the tripod stand. That is the one that we are using to record. We acquired a backdrop as it sounds, is behind me. We acquired our base, and that is our base, the correct base. It is not like the other stars that are in other parliaments. This is the correct base. Yeah. We also acquired a gun, and the most visible asset that we cannot see is the roofs. We have the speaker's robe as I'm wearing, and if I hand over, my successor will equally wear it as well. Yeah. We have robes. We have actually acquired robes for deputy speakers. First deputy speaker, Honorable Yes, so our first deputy speaker, the youth MP for Atiwa East. Let's see you. And then the second deputy speaker, the youth MP for Sege. We have also acquired a role for our clerk, the clerk to Parliament. That's his role. And then deputy clerks, we have Mary, we have Eva, and then we have Maud. Can they see you outstanding to admire the rules? For the records, the youth parliaments that we see, their rules are not as standard as ours. And I take pride in that. Because they are using standardized rules. For the records, parliamentary rules are different from what? Choir rules. You can see this panel. Choir rules don't have this. Thank you very much. And then we have actually acquired rules for our marshal. That is, whoever will bear the mace will wear a robe. It's just a blank robe. And then when we have joint sittings as well, whoever will bear the mace, his robe is also over there. The sashes, we have acquired sashes for some departments in our group. We have the majority leadership sashes, that's the green. The minority leadership sashes, that's the blue. The marshals, they use the gold sashes. And then the assistant clerks, their sash is just black with a gold lining in it. So that's the assistant clerks. Current projects. Currently, we have just embroidered logos on all our roofs. As you can see, we have our logo on the roofs, and also we have it at the back. For the benefit, can Mary, please, can you stand up and show our guests and honor members the logo at the back of the roofs, in case you don't know. Oh, don't remove the roof, please. So that they can see it, yes. 360. Thank you very much. And those robes will equally be embroidered on the robes that were acquired for the Senate. We have actually bought materials for the robes for our Senate that we just inducted. The Senate will come into full force after the dissolution of this House. And we are also facilitating the opening chapters. Future projects. We have these future projects in our mind. As we have acquired the materials for our Senate rules, we intend to seal them. There are 7 in number. We intend to seal all these 7 rules. We also wish to acquire a mini speaker for proceedings in the likely case that we don't use the venue being given by our patron. We will need a mini speaker. And we equally need to acquire a mace and a gavel for the Senate. And then as well, we equally want to stream our sittings. For now, we don't have to stream our sittings, so we just record with our tripod stand. So in order to stream our sittings, we need to acquire a professional camera for the post to photograph and then stream the sittings. And as well a laptop to facilitate that, and a group to manage our social media handles. On our best, in the further future, which could be 10 or 20 years from now, we want to acquire land and build a YIP chamber with an office complex on it that will serve as our headquarters. In conclusion, I want to call on all and sundry watching us and with us to help us make more impact. Youth Parliament is heading for a greater call and it is achievable. Thank you very much, everyone, for supporting us this far. All of you who have been here with us since day 1 till now, we want to thank you very much. All our guests who have joined us since day 1, members of Parliament, officers of state, businessmen, and women, colleagues, I want to thank you all for joining us out now. Thank you very much. Honourable members, we'll move to the next item on the order paper. We'll straightforward move to receive pleasantries from our invited guests. And the first guest for us to receive pleasantries from will be Comrade, Senior Comrade Matthias Alago, aka Kabila, who is the youth commander for NDC in the region, Volta region.
Mr. Honorable Speaker of the Distinguished Youth Impact Parliament and also the Executive Director of the Youth Impact Movement, the Honorable Municipal Chief Executive of the whole municipality and the guest of honor of today's function, and Tawiah and honorable members of parliament and other invited guests, good afternoon. I would like to use the opportunity to congratulate rather warmly and to salute the leadership and the patrons of the Youth Impact Movement and Youth Impact Parliament, especially on the August occasion of your 3rd anniversary celebrations. Having come in and with the few observations that I have made with regard to the conduct of honorable members of this August House, and to listen to the quality and the procedural manner in which colleagues that have been called upon to make statements have successfully delivered their messages, I can say with all the trust and the belief I have that this is the best that the Ghanaian youth has seen yet. Undoubtedly, ladies, honorable members of parliament here gathered, I truly believe that for every organization, its beliefs, its etiquettes, and its values should be seen through the leadership of the organization, and with the executive director and the honorable speaker, having been associated with him for some time being, I am not at all surprised with the discipline, the decorum, and the candor, and above all, the quality and the experience that is being exhibited in this August House. And not to demean anybody, I can say on authority that if today our elected members of Ghana's parliament have risen to come and sit here and watch proceedings here, they will sign up for mentorship in this house, because I see more discipline and more decorum here in this August House. And I truly, truly wish to commend you very warmly. And so many years ago, I developed my speaking skills by signing up to the University of Ghana Debate Society when I was in school. And primarily our focus is about to develop our public speaking skills and the ability to debate issues. But with the objectives, as I've noted for the Youth Impact Movement, the Youth Impact Parliament, yours goes beyond just developing public speaking skills. I have noticed that it is one that is very determined to develop the social values of our society, to ensure that reflect in the lives and the conduct of honorable members that have opportunity to participate through this process, and also to effectively and efficiently help honorable members to become part and parcel of our democratic process, and especially parliamentary procedure and governance matters, and ultimately to carve and to develop and to prepare young leaders for tomorrow. I wish to say that these objectives are very noble, and they are not just noble, but they are very critical in today's Ghanaian democratic environment that we find ourselves in. That not too long ago we noticed very unpatriotic conduct of people who should be very honorable, eventually grabbing and eating ballot papers right on the floor of Parliament. That has gone viral across the world. We have seen intemperate languages thrown at each other by honorable members of Parliament, but more importantly, it is the current conduct of divisiveness, desperation, and the conduct of blatant lying that we are accepting to become part and parcel of our democratic process, that I wish to encourage this honorable Parliament that we should do everything possible to unlearn all this rather unwelcome conduct that is finding space into our body politics. I can say that today's guest of honor is a really dynamic, humble, friendly, honorable Municipal Chief Executive that I've known for some time. And I'm very sure he will agree with me that for our democracy to make progress, for our country to grow, we need to firmly hold the feet of our duty bearers to the fire of accountability. And as young people, we shouldn't just come here to choreograph the beauty of parliamentary procedure, demonstration of etiquette, and also preparing ourselves, but we must own the process today to speak against wrong, to voice out, and to advocate for the right to be done in our society. I believe that whilst this plays like an incubator that trains our mouths and our brains to speak eloquently, respectfully, and powerfully, we should develop multiple platforms that we should participate fully in the governance process of our country by speaking against the ills of today, against blatant theft, corruption that has gone out of the roof, and virtually our nation that is in current state of paralysis. And to the extent that we all go to the same market, we don't have an NDC market, and we don't have an NPP market, and the agony and the pain is being felt by everybody except the select few.
we owe it a responsibility and duty to our country to stand up and be counted. So on this August occasion, I congratulate the Youth Impact Movement, the Youth Impact Parliament, the Honorable Speaker and Honorable members here gathered, and especially all your patrons that in the course of the 3 years that you've been here, that have been steadfast in shaping your values, shaping your conduct, and training your hands, your minds, and your ability to engage, that you have come this far. I congratulate you and I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Matthias Alago, for your pleasantries expressed. We are grateful for your notifications and commendations. Honourable members, we'll move to our next invited guest, and he is in the person of Mr. Osborne Martin Gatubi. He is the Chief Director. Yes, he is the Chief Director for Osbury Cares Foundation, and we'll now hear pleasantries from him.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Municipal Chief Secretary, our guest of honor, invited guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. I would like to express my congratulations to the Youth Impact Parliament, Youth Impact Movement, and Youth Impact Foundation. For those of you who probably have heard of Osbury Cares Foundation, well, maybe you have not seen Osbury Cares Foundation, but you have heard of most of our members who are also part of you. Talking about Honorable Vixen Bryce Enock, talking about Honorable Bruce Julian Dagojo, and Honorable Fafa Agbeli. I believe that is the name I got it correct. Honorable members, I stand before you today humbled and inspired. Why? Because many years ago, Youth Impact Foundation reached out to Osbury Cares Foundation on a collaboration ground. And as you know, it is very important for us to extend our hands to communities. Through the Youth Impact Parliament, it has created a platform for the youths to find our voice and shape the future of Africa. When I heard the speeches, it's not only Ghana that was mentioned, but other countries as well. It means that this is a vision not only for Ghana, but it's for Africa and beyond. And I want to base my pleasantry on finding your voice and building the Africa we want. Finding your voice and building the Africa we want. It's not just a matter of finding the voice, but it's a matter of using that voice to build the Africa that we all want. And where does it stand from? It stands from a self-discovery. Our journey of self-discovery, however, is not without challenges. We may be afraid to embrace our true potential, fearing ridicule of rejection. But as the saying goes, even though pain has to give you strength, it still has to come from within. You need to find the pain within yourself. Now, finding your true identity, your passions, and your convictions can be scary as an honorable member. I've heard some of us who discovered our speaking skills through the activities of the Honorable House. It was not an easy journey, but we took up the challenge, and that is where it begins. It begins when you give yourself the ability the confidence that you can just try and take the first step. But it is very exploration that we equip you to become the ethical and competent leaders Africa needs. We cannot afford to hold ourselves back any longer. The world is always changing, and today it appears to be doing so at an alarming rate. We face a lot of challenges. And one of those challenges, or some of those challenges, is in urbanization, education, infrastructure, healthcare, climate change, governance, and job creation. And we as youth should be interested in those challenges. But among these challenges lies a lot of opportunities for the youth to seize. Talking about agriculture, talking about natural resources, talking about arts, culture and design, tourism, women's empowerment, regional integration, and wildlife conservation. It is very important that as we debate on some of these critical topics, we need to get our hands dirty. And when I say get your hands dirty, we need to get their hands dirty. 6 years as the Chief Director for the Osborne Cares Foundation, it has been an inspiring journey. It has never been easy, but it has been an inspiring journey. Because whilst you sleep, whilst you dream about your future, the future is depending on somebody else. And that is what you have to wake up the next day for. Because whilst you plan your future today, what you dream about your future today, it is actually linked to somebody else's future. It's a decision that you cannot decide to say whether I accept or not. It is a fact that you must come to terms with. And as the Elton Trueblood said, and I'll quote, he said, it takes a noble man to plant a seed for a tree that will someday give shade to people he may never meet. Honorable members, let us be the generation that plant the seeds of a thriving Africa. I am mentioning Africa because I am seeing the mission and the vision of Youth Impact Parliament, Youth Impact Movement, and Youth Impact Foundation for not just Ghana, but Africa as a whole. Let us move beyond simply demanding change. Demanding for change is good, but acting on it is very important. Let us get our hand dirty, as I said earlier, and be part of the solution. We need to redesign our thinking for innovation. Thinking for innovative solution to Africa's problem. We must see ourselves as active participants, not just observers. The time for observing is over. My dear youth, as an advocate, I am telling us today that the time for observing is over. We need to get our hands dirty. Because it is not just okay for us to say and observe others to say, but we need to get our hands dirty in areas that can actually promote and empower the youth. This journey of self-discovery is the first step toward building the Africa we want. An Africa where young people are empowered to act, to lead, and to create a better future for all. On this special occasion, Honorable Speaker, guests of honor, invited guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for walking the journey with Osborne Cares Foundation. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always heeding to our call and for holding our hands together. We believe that together, our voice could reach many and we can make a great impact for Mother Ghana and Africa as a whole. Thank you very much and congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you very much, the Chief Director for Osborne Cares Foundation. He has been a working partner, as stated, with our foundation, and he works with our equivalent branch, which is Youth Impact Foundation, led by our YIM Chief Director, Honorable Harriet Senan Abudi. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Honorable members, amazingly, the house is full today, and I'm deliberating whether or not we should suspend. Maybe after our guest is done, after our guests are done speaking, we'll continue with pleasantries. Because if we break right now, majority of you disappear. Honestly, majority of you disappear. So I'm still deliberating whether or not we should suspend the house. But at the right time, we'll reach a decision so that we can receive pleasantries from you. Some of you have not even introduced yourself before, so at least introduce yourself and say something small before we proceed. So, leaders, I'll be waiting on your indication whether or not we should suspend or we should proceed with pleasantries after our guests are done. Because you know your members. I speak less. Thank you. Other members, we'll move on with our next pleasantry from another invited guest of ours, and he's our visiting warlord. He's in the person of Tache Ni Tete Jinjin II. He's the warlord of Atiwa or Kwame traditional area. Our visiting warlord as well is the director of administration for the Ni Tete Chuaru Land Secretariat. Honourable members, as the first warlord visiting us, we are very happy and excited to see the display of our traditional colours. And in due respect, we will now want to listen to our warlord.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, esteemed guests, honorable delegates, beloved youth leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Speaker, as we are gathered here today to commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the Youth Impact Parliament, as traditional leader, I'm both honored and privileged to stand before you today as we celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the Youth Parliament. In our rich tapestry of culture and heritage, the youth represents the vibrant thread that is being used to weave the fabric of our society's future. Mr. Speaker, permit me to ask questions. I would like to ask all honorable members here that when you ask yourself, who are you? Or someone asks you, who are you? What is going to be your answer? You're a soil of a land, a particular land, right? Yes. And when my honorable comrade was speaking, he was talking about we not copying what the parliament or what we see as what our politicians are doing in parliament and wherever we find them. My advice here is, we are a son of the soil. And when you ask yourself that question, and when you check where you are coming from, you could see that there are moral values that comes from every particular community or society that you come from. I am a son of the soil of the people of the Ghana state. I speak Ghana region. So what are the moral values that my people teach us? Are we supposed to take LGBTQ or not? Is it in correspondence with our culture as Africans? These are things that we are supposed to ask. As we grow, building ourselves, empowering ourselves to be politicians or leaders of our nation, are we going to take what we see, or we are going to bring a new future for Africa? Africa is lacking. I am an artist. And when you learn about prehistoric acts, you will realize that the cavemen were all having the same artifacts in their caves. The Europeans were having the same as Africa. So what happened? What brought the change? Why are they far gone and why is Africa still lacking? I believe it is our personal thinking. Who are we? That should be our question every single day we rise up. What do we want to do for Africa? Not our personal selves. Because when you do it for yourself, it's going to be for yourself alone. But when you rise up and you think and you believe that you are going to help Africa become a better continent, we are all going to make our mother land proud. But this is where we are today. A lady came to my office one day and she was seeking for funds to go to school. And I asked her, what are you going to study? She said, political science. Why are you going to study political science? So that we'll be rich. How? Because the politicians are rich. And I said, that is it. This is what the youth is learning. They believe if you become a politician, that is the shortest way for you to become rich. But that is not it. You are not a leader to make yourself rich. We the traditional leaders, when we are taking an oath, we take an oath that when you call us in the morning, evening, afternoon, we are going to come. We are not coming because of our personal gain, because you could be in the room with your wife and your people are calling. Your wife must be left. Whatever you are doing, you are supposed to leave it and attend to your people. Are we growing? Are we empowering ourselves to come and also steal the country? Are we empowering ourselves to also come and steal Africa? Or we are empowering ourselves to come and change the narrative, the story? This is the question I'm asking us all. Mr. Speaker, over the past years, this parliamentary sitting has served as a beacon of hope and a forum for dialogue and a catalyst for positive change. We have witnessed the emergencies of youth leaders who are not only passionate about making a difference, but also committed in upholding values that define our communities. In our traditional societies, the wisdom of our elders have always been revived. But let us not forget that it is the energy and enthusiasm of the youth that brings new life into the traditional societies. They are the custodians of our culture, the guardians of our heritage, and the architects of our future. Mr. Speaker, as traditional leaders, it is our duties to provide them with the guidance, monitorship, and support they need to navigate the complexities of this modern world while staying true to their root. Let's stay true to their root. Let us share with them the timeless lessons of our ancestors, the values of respect, integrity, and resilience that have sustained us through the ages. But let us not also listen to them. Let us also listen to them, learn from them, and embrace the fresh perspective they bring to the table. For it is their dream, their aspiration, and their value and their vision for the future lies in the seeds of our collective prosperity. Mr. Speaker, as we celebrate this milestone today, let us rededicate ourselves to the noble cause of youth empowerment. Let us create space where their voices are heard, their talents are nurtured, and their dreams are realized. Let us build bridges across generations, fostering a spirit of unity, understanding, and mutual respect. In closing, Mr. Speaker, when you were giving the opening remarks, you said selective SHS, but I will say we should spread it to all SHS because that is going to help us. When from the beginning, we are given the foundation and the purpose of we becoming leaders of the nation, I believe it's going to help us all. So please, let's spread it to all SHS. And I am from the Kwame constituency. I've not seen my rep here though. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I would say I want to express my deepest appreciation to all those who have contributed to the success of this youth parliament over the past 3 years. Your dedication, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to your youth inspires us all. We, the traditional leaders, are not also going to leave you, but we are going to support you in spirit and in physical. May we continue to work hand in hand across bridges of tradition and innovation towards a future where our youth can thrive, our communities can flourish, and our heritage can be endured. Thank you.
Other members, Warlord, I don't know whether to say Honorable Warlord or Mr. Warlord. Honorable Warlord. Yes, thank you very much for your address. I'm grateful. Yes, the youth commander, your followers are acknowledging your presence in our house. Let's give him another one. Other members, revisiting the matter I put forth to the house. As the house is full right now, I am uncertain that when we suspend this house, it shall inevitably transmogrify into an empty house. Therefore, I want to call on leaders in their indication that they rather call on us to proceed rather than suspend, or else we would actually speak to empty desks and tables. So, I'm actually happy to see a full house here. It is evidence that we have done enough publicity and members have acknowledged our journey so far. And for all our guests here, we are very happy. Honor members, we have reached the peak of the program as we will now want to receive our guest of honor. As you know, we invited two. Unfortunately, our other guest, which is Honorable Peter Nochukotwe, had a clash of events with having a committee meeting in Koforidua. This actually led to the situation that he would have to attend to parliamentary business before any other invitation. That is why he is not here. However, we believe that he would surely come back and speak to us on a different occasion. So that is why Honorable Peter Nochukotwe is not here. Honor members, moving on, we now want to receive our inaugural address from our guest of honor. He is actually the mayor of, per the Constitution, the Municipal Chief Executive for the whole Municipal Assembly. He has actually left a mark and he continues to leave a mark. And as you know, we are using this venue on his good gestures and support to this house. We have not paid a dime for the record for this venue. And I want to acknowledge his support. Honor members, as you know, he is in the bid to represent this constituency on his party. And just for the profile, I'm just giving a profile for the records. And he's coming to speak to us. He has honored our invitation. He equally had a little issue, but however has prioritized as a patron to be present here, and we acknowledge that as well. And at this time, respectfully, I'd like us to receive our special guest of honor to give the inaugural address for this occasion.
Mr. Speaker, colleague, invited guests, members of this august house, the leaderships of the house, minority and majority. I belong to the two anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge the presence of my good friend. We met for some time now, and we've been friends. But he has not been asking of me until today. Kabila, he has not been asking of me. He has never visited my office when I was appointed, so I have to charge him today. And Mr. Speaker, before I present my address, I want to side with the concluding part of my friend Kabila presentation. that we have. When he was speaking, I was looking at some of the members of his looking at me directly that I am a refined politician. I don't respond to issues politically on these kind of platforms. But I just want to state, when it is wrong yesterday, today it must also be wrong. It shouldn't be wrong yesterday, but we paint it to be right. And when it is wrong today, we let go of the yesterday and try to talk about it. This is a summary of my response to side with what he has said. Mr. Speaker, I am very honored to stand before you today on this auspicious occasion of the 3rd anniversary of the Youth Impact Movement, which coincides with the 9th parliamentary sitting as a member of a country assembly. It is with great pride and enthusiasm that I address you under the theme 3 years of youth development and capacity building for competent and ethical national leaders. Mr. Speaker, in the past 3 years, the Youth Impact Movement has been instrumental of hope, a catalyst of change, and fostering the development for empowerment of our youth. Through tireless initiative and programs, we have worked for to equip our young people with the skill, knowledge, and values necessary to become competent and ethical leaders of our dear nation, Ghana. As we reflect on the journey of the past 3 years, we are reminded of the transformative power of investing in our youth. We have witnessed the emergence of young leaders who are not only capable and skilled, but also guided by a strong sense of ethics and integrity, like my good self. These leaders have embraced their roles with passion and dedication, working tirelessly to address the pressing issues facing our society and to build a brighter future. Mr. Speaker, other invited guests, my friend, the warlord, as we gather in this special sitting of Parliament of Youth Impact Movement, which marks its 9th parliamentary sitting, it is imperative that we reaffirm our commitment to the vision of the nation led by capable, ethical leaders, many of whom are sitting among us today. It is crucial that we recognize the immense potential that lies within our youth and empower them to take up the mantle of leadership. From climate change to social inequality, there are myriad of challenges that demand our attention and actions. It is through facing these challenges head-on that we can secure a better future for ourselves and for generations to come by challenging our youth to confront these problems facing our communities and the world at large. As we commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the Youth Impact Movement, let us recommit ourselves to the cause of youth development and capacity building. Let us continue to mentor, support, and empower our youth to become the competent and ethical leaders that our nation deserves. Mr. Speaker, the theme of today's gathering also underscores the importance of instilling in our youth They believe that they are not just leaders of tomorrow, but leaders of today, which resonates deeply with the core mission of the Youth Impact Movement. In a world fraught with complex challenges, it is imperative that we empower our youth to take charge and drive positive change. They possess the energy, creativity, and a passion to drive positive change in our society. As leaders and policy makers, it is incumbent on us to create an enabling environment where our youth can thrive and contribute meaningfully to the development of our nation. We must provide them with the necessary resources, opportunities, and support to unleash their full potential. This includes access to quality education, employment opportunities, and values for civic engagement. Empowerment is not just about providing opportunities. It is about instilling in our youth the confidence, courage to seize those opportunities and make a difference. I take that one again. Empowerment is not just about providing opportunities. It is about instilling in our youth the confidence and courage to seize those opportunities that we provide and make a difference. It is about nurturing a sense of responsibility and accountability towards our society and our planet Earth. The Youth Impact Movement has been at the forefront of this endeavor, empowering young people from all walks of life to become agents of change in their communities. Through mentorship, capacity building, and advocacy, we have witnessed first-hand and transformative power of youth leadership. Example is the Youth Impact Parliament, which is even crossing borders. I don't know if we should attach international to it. Mr. Speaker, before I resume my seat, kindly permit me to seize the opportunity to say a big thank you all for remembering me in your prayers as a patron as well. In my journey to get elected as the parliamentary candidate for my party, the New Patriotic Party in the whole Central constituency. The journey of parliament has now begun with me myself. I urge all of you to look beyond the various party colors when it comes to the parliamentary races this year, 2024. There is a saying in Akan, Nipa ofu ediapano, onu na ye piano. Not to let down my mother dialect. Amei kehele atinui liade. Eya pek binu yodu asi tutu nebele. So my journey has just begun. And it will be anchored on policies. It is not going to be as usual because I represent a party, therefore let me go and... No, I am challenging everybody that is going to contest in this year's Host Central Parliamentary race to come with policy for the youth. Yes, it should be the real showdown. The total showdown. When you mention in Ghana, when you mention Kufo Gallon, it's about a certain president. And in Ghana today, those who are saying Dumso showdown, when you mention Dumso, it's associated with a certain president. That's just by the way. Let us pledge to support our youth in their journey towards together we can build a brighter future for ourselves and for the generation yet to come after us. I am not one of the people who believe tomorrow is for the youth. I mentioned it here before, and I'm stressing on it. Whatever we can do tomorrow, begin with us today. Just some few weeks ago, the new president of Senegal, another youth force. And we shouldn't sit down as am I right? As mentioned, that people should gather somewhere all in the name of leadership, plan something that will benefit them, perpetrate it, and they are let to go. We should hold our leaders responsible, and they should be accountable to the people who elect them. And I put it on record again. What is wrong years back shouldn't be right today. And what is right years back shouldn't be wrong today. We should stop praising evildoers because they belong to my party or they are on my side. We should condemn as youth when we must, and we should praise when we must praise, irrespective of where you are standing. You don't have an NDC market, and we don't have an MPP market. We go into the same market. And therefore, whatever we do today, we should be mindful that people gave their support to us, they voted for us, and we are doing whatever we are doing because of these people. And after 4 years, call them to come and account. When they are able to render a good and a faithful account, we send them to continue. But I want to assure you, Host Central is going to be a youth movement. And it is not going to be because I am this party and I am this party. Harriet is going to be in my team, irrespective of where she is standing. And I promise you, the areas I am focusing on, one, employment. Every Ghanaian wants to be employed in the public sector. I will continue to fight for employment, but I want to discourage you. All of us cannot get employment at the public sector. So there are areas we should shift our attention to. So after the public sector job creation and searching for job, we must move into commercial farming. We travel outside to borrow from people in America, and all the richest men in America are into farming. But in our case, Kabila, we don't support youth or encourage them to venture into agriculture. There is no incentive, and that is why I am coming for you to provide such incentive to encourage young people like you to venture not into a common farming but into commercial farming. I have already started, so those of you who are in my constituency, please listen. When you have farmland to cultivate more than 2 acres, come to my agric office to register. We will go and inspect the land. My office will plow that land for you free. My office will provide either the seedling or the seed you demand. I will support you with fertilizer, weedicide, and all other things. But you will pay back after harvest. You will pay back after harvest. Just imagine, after harvest you have made 30,000, and what I pre-invested in your project is 10,000. It's what you give me, and you are free to go. Cool money, 20,000. Same way to animal rearing and all other things. I've also realized that our talents are getting wasted. Both sports and creative art. We don't have the machines to establish machine shops and other things, but we have emerging industry. That is sports. We can provide the facilities, provide the necessary connection, and we can be making some small dollars when these people become professionals elsewhere. For creative art, my big brother, is that not Biggie? Yes. Yeah. He's in that industry. In fact, we know of the Akatsi song in Hope from Hope. They are Hwen. We can also boast of Clanton Nation. We can also boast of Chief One and others. So, investing a little of our resources into this will unearth talent, and this will bring some earning into the pocket of the masses. 3, career and skill training. You are a dropout from secondary school because the teacher took advantage of you. Excuse me, some of you are teachers. Advantage of you, and you become pregnant, you have a baby, and you are asked to go back to school to go and do 3 years. Where are you going to put your baby? So we must have a place where people can go 2 months to 6 months and learn something. Support them with some fund, and they go out to establish themselves. This shouldn't be too much for an MP to do. It's happening somewhere, and it will soon happen in whole Central. Yeah. I don't want to bore you. If you want to have more of me, please contact me through the speaker. I'm always available. But I want to thank you once again, Mr. Speaker, for this invitation, not just as special guest of honor, but also as a patron of this august house. I'm truly grateful. Thank you for the opportunity once again. The job will come. Kabila will come and join the campaign.
Other members, I want to thank the MC for delivering his address on our 3rd anniversary. And I want to thank our invited guests as well, Senior Comrade Camila and his deputy Johnson. I want to thank our warlord as well and his entourage from the linguists and then the other two there. They actually came from Accra purposely for this program. Yeah. And then all of you who waited to experience this program. You know, last year we had an empty house. It was quite embarrassing that we had an empty house. So today, the entire leadership is excited that the seat is not even enough. To give us a yay. Yes, it's a indication that you actually are happy that we are progressing. We want to thank Chief Director for Offering Cares Foundation as well for coming. Honourable members, it is now time for us to receive indication from the leaders to know how we are going to progress with the city. But I have made known to you my worry. So please, Deputy Majority Leader, can I have your indication for us to know how we progress with the city?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker in the Address House. Thank you, our guests of honor, our invited guests. Thank you, the table office, the Majority Caucus, and the Minority Caucus for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, we are not grateful for today's third anniversary sitting. Looking at the numbers in the House, it is prudent that our guests of honor and our invited guests know what actually goes on here in terms of the proceeding as far as the House is concerned. So, in due course, I pray that we continue the sitting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Indications from the Minority Leader, Honourable Hubert, Agbaxode.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, and all protocols duly observed. Mr. Speaker, standing on the same tangents as the Majority Leader already said, we know our members, frankly speaking. At times, they can never be predicted. The little opportunity that we give to them, you see an empty house. So we plead with honourable members to kindly stay with us and then we proceed with the sitting. Thank you.
Honourable members, these are the indications from your leaders. We know you. If you suffer right now, you leave. So, on that tangent, I think it will be prudent that for our guests that want to witness the continuation of the program, the witness, but for our guests that have to take their leave, I'll escort them out with the leaders to see them off. But as I do that, the first Deputy Speaker will take the chair, and the first thing that she will do is to administer the oath to members now making their first attendance. And after she administers the oath, then we'll proceed with pleasantries from youth MPs. But before the pleasantries, we need you to introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, your constituency, your name. Everyone should do so for the camera to capture you. Then after that, we'll receive pleasantries, which are commentaries from you on our 3rd anniversary. So please take note. And right after that, we'll end with a short debate on the motion, just a short one on the motion, and then we'll move forward to adjourn the House after I give information on the 4 Parliament nominations. So it is currently 4 o'clock, and just to ensure that we close early today, we'll just proceed, and hopefully by 5 o'clock, 5:30, we'll bring proceedings to a close. And right after I escort our guests, please, if you take leave of the House, the 30 will not get to you. So you need to remain seated to enjoy the item 30. Yes. The Finance Director of the movement will distribute the item 30 to you, so please, do not stand up. Okay? Do not stand up. Before I release our guests, may I kindly acknowledge our only member with disability. This is a very inclusive house, and we have here Honourable Elijah Akoto, Youth MP for Okaigwe Central. He is our member with disability, and he's here today again.
Minority have the men.
And honorable members, in case you are clueless of the cup you are seeing there, that is the cup we won by Parliament of Ghana on the 16th of December 2023. Yes. And also we have in our midst a Marvel girl student. She is acting as Deputy Clerk Publicity. Ola, okay, Ola, let's see you. So, as much as possible, we have a lot of people here, and we are very happy that the attendance is full. And in fact, I'm wordless. I don't even know what to say. But I believe that we continue with the business of the day. So, honorable members, at this point in time, may I again express the appreciation of the entire House to our guest of honor, the mayor of this municipal, our warlord, our visiting warlord, and as well, the senior comrade, Matthias Salago, aka Kabila, and his distinguished deputy, Mr. Johnson, the Chief Director of Osbury Cares Foundation, and as well, for the record, I invited other parliaments. Please, do we have UHAS Parliament here? UHAS Parliament. HTUSRC Parliament. HTUSRC Parliament. Okay. NTCSRC Parliament. Okay. Youth Model Parliament. Anyone here from Youth Model Parliament? No one. Youth Leadership Parliament. Anyone from Youth Leadership Parliament? United Nations Youth Association Parliament. Are you here? Okay. We also invited colleague parliaments to celebrate with us. Yes. So, welcome as well. Yes. Welcome as well. Eric, I see you. It's good to see you also here. It's equally a special one. Is our interim VP, one of our interim VPs. So, honorable members, not to waste any further time, I've already shared how items are going to continue. So, on this note, with the majority and minority leaders only, please, the rest of you should remain seated. Only, please help me escort our guests in order to take. Okay, and the clerk to Parliament. Please aid me escort our guests so that they can take their leave. First Deputy Speaker to take the chair. Yeah.